Welcome back, friends, for your math lesson for today. So we are still learning about graphs. Yesterday, we had an introduction to another kind of graph. We also did our Venn diagrams the day before. I hope you all have been looking at IXL, and I wanted to let you know on Venn diagrams, on IXL, it's not under the graphs portion, it is under sorting, ordering, and classifying. So I start those off, and there's some Venn diagrams there. And then also I'm doing some other graphs as we're learning through them through this chapter. So that's on IXL. So anyhow, today we are going to be learning about picture graphs. That involves making a graph with pictures. And today's lesson, mini lesson I should say, is with pictures of fish. Fish are often mentioned in the Bible. When Jesus called Peter and Andrew, he said, "Come, follow me, and I will send out to fish for people, send you out to fish for people." And that was from Mark 1:17 and Matthew 4:19. Peter and Andrew became Jesus's first disciples, and they devoted their lives to bringing people to Christ. So again, this is where you also have the opportunity to be like a disciple and bring people to Christ that may not know them. Invite a friend to church, invite a family member to church with you, and you could be like a little disciple. So I don't have the book with me. Maybe some of you do, but I'm going to be reading part of the story, and it's a Dr. Seuss story, One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish, because we're going to use part of this story to show how we can start making a picture graph. So if you have this story, stop and pause and go and get it, and then you can read it and do your own little picture graph. But I'm going to share part of my screen with you because I did get part of this story online that I knew that I could partially share with you all. So here is part of the story, and I will highlight as I go, but if you have the book, great, follow along. Okay, here's this part of the story. One fish, two fish, red fish, blue fish. Black fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. This one has a little car. This one has a little star. You can read it with me. Say, what a lot of fish there are. Yes, some are red, some are blue, some are old and some are new. Some are sad and some are glad, and some are very, very bad. Why are they sad and glad and bad? I do not know. Go ask your dad. Some are thin and some are fat. The fat one has a yellow hat. From there to here, from here to there, funny things are everywhere. Here are some who like to run. They run for fun in the hot, hot sun. Oh me, oh my, oh my, me, oh my. What a lot of funny things go by. Some have 2 feet and some have 4. Some have 6 feet and some have more. Where do they come from? I can't say, but I bet they have come a long, long way. We see them come, we see them go. Some are fast, some are slow. Some are high, some are low. Not one of them is like another. Don't ask why. Go ask your mother. Okay, so boys and girls, that story, let me wait till I stop sharing my screen. Okay, that is the part of the story of One Fish, Two Fish, Red Fish, Blue Fish by Dr. Seuss. But guess what? So, one way to show the number of color of fish is to make a graph of all the fish. Now there's all the fish in the story. There's red fish, blue fish, old fish, new fish. There's sad fish, glad fish, and there's all kinds of fish. So, and again, a graph is a chart that shows the information. So here's kind of a mini chart based on the story. Do you see I made 4 rows and 4 columns? And here's my red fish, blue fish, black fish. I didn't have yellow, so I drew orange, and my orange fish. And then here's my numbers, because we want to see how many times we hear about the red fish, how many times we hear about the blue fish, to see how many fish there are. But there's a lot of different characteristics, the old and the new and the happy and the sad fish throughout the story. But we can use a graph, a picture graph, to get our answers from of whatever questions is asked. So again, pictographs use pictures or symbols to stand for numbers of real objects. So, and again, the one picture can stand for one or more of that object, and that is going to be told in the key, which we'll get to on our worksheet. And so pictographs include a key to explain how many objects are represented by each symbol. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and get out our worksheet. We're going to get out page 289. So go ahead and get your paper and pencil ready while I share my screen with you. Okay. And we're going to look at the picture here of, we see clocks at the top of the picture. We see clocks at the top of the picture. Now, all right, we're getting up here. Just bear with it just a moment. And let's see why this is not sharing. Well, we're just going to look at this picture graph. So go ahead and look at this while the computer is sharing. I'm not sure why this is not sharing right now. Let me stop this sharing and then try again, okay, boys and girls? Let me try again to share the screen with you. Okay. Let's see here. Well, it's scrolling on my computer, so I'm not sure what's going on, but we're just going to wait a minute. But let's look at the pictograph, and let's see here. Miss Bartolome does not know why, but I'm going to hold this up until it comes on. So we're going to look at our paper here, and at the top we have here, the pictograph shows the number of little clocks that each teacher has. Remember, we've got these clocks in our classroom. Okay, let me see here. Okay, boys and girls, I'm not sure why I can't share my screen with you, so I'm going to do it this way by holding up the paper. So we're going to look here, and this pictograph shows the number of little clocks, like the little clocks we used, that each teacher has. And then it asks us to look at the question. Now, one important thing right here is the key. Remember we discussed that? And again, the key explains how many objects are represented for each symbol. So this symbol, do you see that clock? The key is one of those clock means 5 clocks. So we're going to be counting by fives, and these are the teachers. Miss Marino has this many clocks. Now she doesn't have 5 clocks because 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, because it shows each one clock means 5. So what do we have to count by? We have to count by fives. We have to count by fives. So we're going to go 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. Right, for Miss Marino. So again, we always look at the key to see how many that picture represents. Okay, now let's see here. Okay, so the first question is asking us, Miss Moreno has 20 students in her class, and she wants all of her 20 students to have clocks. How many clocks does Miss Moreno have? Well, here's Miss Moreno's, and we're going to read across how many clocks she has. Now, each clock represents how many? 5. Right, each clock represents 5. So let's count how many she has. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25. So how many clocks does she have? She has 25 clocks. So you're going to write that down. 25 clocks. Okay? Now, number 2. Does Miss Moreno have enough clocks? Well, how many students does she have? It said it in the question. How many students? 20. She does have 27 students. So does she have enough clocks? Yes, of course. So we're going to circle yes. Does she have any left over? Well, she has 20 students and 25 clocks. So do you know how many she has left over? She does have left over. And do you know how many? There's not a question of that. I'm just asking you. Does she have any clocks left over? Yes, she does. She has 5 clocks left over. So now the next question, how many clocks does Mr. Connor have? Let's look at Mr. Connor's. And remember, each clock picture is a represented, one clock is worth, or not worth, but one clock for the key is 5 clocks. So how many clocks does he have? You count and tell me. Did you get 15? That is correct. Okay. Who has more clocks than Miss Morena? Here's Miss Morena's. Here's Mr. Connor's. Do you see who has more clocks than Miss Morena? Yes, Miss Patil. So you're going to write in Miss Patil. Okay, Miss Patil. Miss Patil wants 20 more clocks. She wants 20 more. So can she borrow enough from Mr. Connor? She wants 20 more. But how many does he have? 5, 10, 15. But she wants 20. Is that enough? Nope, it's not. Okay, let's turn it to the back. Let me see if my share screen is going to work right now, guys. Let me see here to see. Let's pray. Please work, God, if it's in your will. Please let my share screen work. Okay, it does not look like it's not working. I'm going to have to restart my computer when I'm done with this lesson. So let's see here. Okay, we're going to go ahead and go to the back. And again, we're looking at the pictograph. Here's this pictograph here, and we read across the rows, okay? And the key, here is the key. One of these pictures of a ship means 2 ships. So do you know what you're going to count by? 2s, right. Okay, which lighthouse, oh, here's all the names of the lighthouses. Which lighthouse served 8 ships? So which lighthouse has 8 ships? Remember, one of these pictures is 2. So which lighthouse? Well, let's count West Quoddy Head. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. Does that serve 8? No. Let's see Peggy Cove. 2, 4, 6. No. How about Portland Head? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. No. How about Tybee Island? 2, 4, 6, 8. Oh, Tybee Island serves 8 ships. So we're going to write Tybee Island. Tybee Island has 8 because, again, one picture means 2. We have to look at that key when we're looking at the pictograph. Very, very important. How many ships sailed by the Portland Head Lighthouse? So now we got to look at the Portland Head and we're going to see across. How many ships went by? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6? 6? No, what did Miss Bartolome not do? I did not count by 2s because the key is telling us this is 2s. 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12. So 12 ships. Ooh, this one. How many more ships sailed by the West Quoddy Head Lighthouse than the Tybee Island? So we can't fill in this answer. This is going to be the answer. The question, we got to fill in the question. So we fill in how many for West Quoddy right here, and then Tybee Island. So again, we got to count West Toby's. You go ahead and count how many for West Toby's. Remember, you're counting by 2s. Did you get 10? You're going to write a 10. Now 10 minus, now the other one we count is Tybee Island. Okay, so our question is 10 minus 8 equals 10. Take away 8 equals 2. So how many ships? 2 is the correct. And looks like we've got an addition problem for the next one. How many ships were served by West Quoddy Head Lighthouse and Peggy Cove's Lighthouse all together? There's that word all together means you add. So West Quoddy has 2, 4, 6, 8, 10. You're going to write 10 plus, and the other lighthouse, which is Peggy's Cove, 2, 4, 6, 6, and 10 plus 6 equals 16. Okay, now, how many ships were served all together? So now we're going to count all these ships by 2s, okay? 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, 18, 20, 22, 24, 26, 28, 30, 32, 34, 36. How many ships were served all together? 36 ships. Okay, and again, we counted by 2s because that's what our key tells us to do. Okay, so that is a pictograph. An important thing with pictograph is it can tell by the pictures the information that we're looking for. But an important thing is to look at the key. I hope you guys had fun with learning about pictographs today. It goes into all of our graphing, which we've been learning throughout the week. Go ahead and get on IXL and do some graphs and some Venn diagrams, and I will see you all tomorrow. Bye-bye.